Alright, we are back to continue with some more Zero Escape 2! So, I just played the last bits, and I'm looking forward to playing more. I say we just get started. I sometimes do a little recap of what happened, but I just lived it, and potentially you guys just watched the previous episode. I guess unless you're watching these week to week, or not week to week, actually, I release them like every other day. Either way, let's get started, shall we? I want to see if we make it to those white doors.
I could say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I'd told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. I guess I was even wondering if we were gonna get out of there and it was gonna be a joke, but I guess it's just not a joke. She just actually... It's always, like, weird whenever someone, like, warns you of something, and I'm fairly certain, yeah, Clover heard it, because she said, I would never do that, and then she just immediately does that. Like, why did she think it would work? I don't know. Weird. Anyway. Across the room, Dio and Phi were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna.
I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested in the betray aspect in the conversation that we'd get with Clover. Although she's probably just gonna leave, but like, I wonder how much of an idiot Sigma is. Like, if we hit betray. Like, obviously I'm just doing it in order to transition to another ending, you know? But I wonder what, like, Sigma says. Like, does Sigma say, like, oh, like, you, like, and she, like, goes and leaves, and he's like, oh, you promised you'd do whatever, and does he, like, just fucking act like a little loser like that? Or I wonder, like, how that goes. I guess... We might see, although if we do make it into the white doors here, then we're definitely not going to see, because that means we're going to have a whole nother puzzle room to do, right?
Can't say I'm surprised.
Don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing.
The problem with Dio's plan is, once everyone knows that he's just going to betray every time, we're just going to hit betray every time, and he's never going to get the points he wants to leave, you know? That's my biggest thing about the idea that I don't remember who said it, but someone said, like, the smart strategy in this nonary game is to betray. I disagree. I think the whole point of this nonary game is set up so you ally, because if everyone went with that logic of betray, 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 you know, no one would ever get any points. Like what, after we do the white cards, we're going to be able to play the nonary game over and over and over again, right? They don't know that yet until, I actually don't remember when we learn it. Do we learn it, like, right before those doors open or something? Or did we already learn it? There was a point where they actually say that you can do the you can do the AB game over and over and over again. Once you have that key card from the white doors. But either way, like, if people just keep hitting betray to get their points faster, it's smarter if everyone just hits ally, like, depending on people's points, like 3, 4, 5 times, get everyone to 9 BP, and then just leave. You know, what threat is there after that point, especially because no one's died yet either, you know? I don't know. So really, Dio's plan to just keep hitting betray is pretty idiotic, in my opinion. But we also haven't been through the white doors yet, and we haven't experienced that third AB game, so maybe there's something that I'm missing, you know? Because what, like, I think if everyone started at 3, right? If I'm not mistaken. Which would mean first game would be at 5... Second game we'd be at 7, and then third game we'd be at 9, which means that the game is set up that if everyone just hit ally every time, everyone would be able to get out scot-free. you know, by the third game's ending. But I obviously do realize that when you're doing the first game, you don't realize how many of these there are gonna be, so you're worried that there's only gonna be like 2 and you need to hit 9 as soon as possible, or else you're just stuck in here forever. So I understand that I'm talking in hindsight with future knowledge of knowing that we have all this stuff, and the characters don't specifically know that in the moment, so yeah. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Sorry for that long rant, I just wanted to go on a tangent about it.
I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick ally. You'd defend yourself with betray, just like I would. Wait,
Oh, that's his excuse.
where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went too?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Shit, where is she then?
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left,
Oh.
somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
Unsteadily? What?
She left the warehouse?
That's ominous.
Indeed,
Without even checking the results?
correct. There was little reason to check them.
Well, yeah, Quark isn't here.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Is she gonna be the next one to have, like... Because Radical 6 is contagious, right? That's the whole point of it, killing so many people. And in this timeline, they stressed that there was only one vial. And I think even... Was it Alice that said it in, like, in a dejected tone? She was like, there was only one vial. Is it possible she already knew she was infected? Maybe I'm making things up. Maybe she didn't actually. Because I know Kay was the one that told us. But I don't remember if Alice chimed in either, saying only like one vial. So is it possible that she's infected and she knew it and she still let Quark have the cure? And now she just knows that she's boned, maybe? I don't know.
Indeed.
And you two still choose ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
But yeah, Kay hit ally. Interesting.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
Okay. An ominous rumble filled the warehouse. The door shutting.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on
There it
usage
is.
of the star keys.
So now is when we learn it. Okay, so after the doors close of the second AB game, I gotta try to remember that, is when our characters find out.
The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want?
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Oh shit, who are we paired with? Did we ever get paired with someone last time in the white door? Who did we... I guess it could just be different. I actually can't remember who we were paired with at that time. Within moments, a series of risks were extended for me to examine. Oh, it's just gonna show us one at a time. Whose hand is this? Is this, I mean, it's definitely a girl's, because of that fingernail, right? Is that... Phi? It's either Phi or Clover, right? Because, Alice left. So, so cyan or blue pair. I don't know which one's it's supposed to be. Okay, I don't even know anymore. I don't know whose this is. They'll probably tell us. That's definitely Tenmi OG. Alright, so he's solo. He's solo. Maybe by the numbers I would have been able to tell, but it's fine. So they'll probably... Huh. It looks like all the colors are weird. Clover is a cyan pair and Phi is a magenta pair, but Tenmyoji is a yellow pair. Interesting. Okay. It's probably needed to get through the white doors, right? Is why the colors are that way. So I was right, Clover is a cyan. That was Clover. Well, no, I guess, never mind. I said, I basically said both. I thought it might have been Clover, but I said it could be Phi too, so. So Clover was a cyan. Phi's magenta, Tenmyoji's yellow. Did we even see our own?
The 3 solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Oh, wait, we're a blue solo this time? Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're gonna be white this time.
Oh, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Phi's our... Yeah, so late on us. I was about to say Phi's our color expert. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A, Tenmyoji yellow and me blue would form one group. Phi magenta and Dio green would form another group. Clover cyan and K red would form the third. But what about the rest of the people? I guess they're all groups, so it'd be whoever is with them, right? We don't know because Alice... Wait, yeah. Alice, Luna, and Quirk aren't here, so we don't know where they fall to, like, we don't know whether they're with, like, whether they're yellow, magenta, or cyan to be with the groups. Okay, I see. So either we're with Tenmyoji and then whoever he's with.
Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no other way we can group up to make white.
Interesting.
Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
Okay. Interesting. So we're not even gonna have a choice.
What now?
We're just automatically with Tenmyoji and then whoever is on Tenmyoji's team.
We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
54 minutes.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Alright. Clover gave her a shrug and the two of them headed out through the cyan door. I'm still skeptical. We haven't gone through the white doors yet, although if we're ever gonna go through the white doors, I imagine it's gonna be, like, soon? Right? Like, or I mean, I guess if we're ever gonna go through, it's gonna be sometime eventually, right? So maybe this is just the ending that, that we actually go through the doors, but I still can't help but think that something's gonna go wrong, like, someone's bracelet is gonna be, like, smashed or something, kind of like what happened to Dio's bracelet, right? In that time that he died and his bracelet was smashed or whatever. But I guess that only limits one team from going through, and the other people on that person's team would just die for not going through, right? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I wonder how this is gonna go. But there is just a small part of me that still thinks that something is just gonna interrupt it and, like, cause us not to be able to go through the white doors. But maybe we just go through this time. Alright.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're going to go check on Quirk?
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. Bye-bye. What are we gonna do for 54 minutes? That left only 3 of us, DOK and myself. What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad.
Literally, like, I guess I will say that in Kay's defense, I know I was harsh on him in the last episode, saying I don't trust him and stuff like that. In Kay's defense, he legit can't eat the way he is. So not only, like, it's possible that one of those food rooms that we saw might have provisions. So if we were in here too long, we could potentially eat. But Kay is trapped in this suit where he can't eat. He literally has a time limit on his life. Like, even if this place had unlimited food and water for us to take care of ourselves and stuff like that, he would eventually just die of hunger and thirst because he can't, like, eat and drink in that suit. Anyway, so I am hard on Kay, but that could also be part of his incentive to leave.
Well, I'm out. Later.
But he did hit ally this time, so that impresses me. I don't know what to think of Kay then, because obviously, you know, he has different motivations depending on what happens in the game. With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay. You don't have to tell me your life story.
Jesus, Dio.
See ya.
I hate when people do that. When they ask you a question, and then you explain it, and then they say, oh, you don't tell me your life story. Don't ask the question in the first place, you ass. Jesus. Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. Alright. So are we just gonna get a list of rooms and we're just gonna go look around, or what are we gonna do? Alright. What should I do? Oh.
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. Okay, yeah, cool. I want that. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. I am hungry as shit. Holy crap. Huh, there's no one here. Wait, what? The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was. Tenmyoji. Oh, okay, so Tenmyoji is here. He was standing next to Quirk, apparently oblivious to... Okay, so Quirk is here too. Apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. Is it gonna be of... So, my theory is the picture is either gonna be of the dead lady, because there's obviously some connection between Tenmyoji and her, or it's gonna be like a group shot of him, the old lady, and like Quirk or something. But interesting. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
God damn it, Tenmyoji. But all the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
Did you already forget? I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
What?
I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be.
Bull fucking shit.
Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright? You remember so much you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow? and the whole world just crumbles around you.
What the fuck?
You sure you want that?
Hey, come on. You don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Is he about to, like, mindfuck us if he even tells us here? Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Oh, someone coming in. Uh-oh. She looks... God damn it. She went to go look for freaking... God damn it. She went to go look for Alice. Is Alice dead? Before I could, Fi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look,
Dead?
just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
The frickin' cabin again? She just dead? Without waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Damn it. Her bracelet's off, but it's still there. She stabbed. The scalpel. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. God damn it. Like, why people killing people? We're so close to getting out. It was black and white, right? We couldn't tell what color her bracelet was. It felt as if I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. Why is it always Alice dying too? No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down, calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Yeah, no, she dead. Then, at last, I pressed my finger to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly, she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. Okay. I don't know that I've ever seen dilated pupils and thought that someone looked inhuman, but okay. No. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest, and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary Games participants, except, of course, for Quirk. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her, even if it had been one of them, though there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each of them in turn, and asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. God damn. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me! Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed. Then what happened?
Yeah, it's like she walked off unsteadily. It's possible she killed herself. She was also... We had that scalpel, I believe... I guess there's been multiple scalpels, right? So who knows? Didn't the med bay have one? Didn't we use it to cut the sheet off of that bed? I think. And then there was also one in the laboratory that we used to to dissect the frog, right? And she went in the laboratory, right? So it's possible that she did have Radical 6, you know, like I thought, and she killed herself. no one was around to stop her like they stopped Quirk.
An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
I mean, Clover is in grief. She knew Alice outside of this game, so obviously she's gonna be freaking out, not thinking straight, you know? Makes sense.
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves!
Yeah, but you could easily do that to yourself.
Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
I guess she's not counting Quirk, because Quirk is incapacitated right now.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend.
Okay, you proved... I know I know she's grieving, but the same could be said to you. Prove to us in 10 seconds that you didn't kill her.
Or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
Jesus. Well, now I'm curious. She seems to care so much for Alice right here, right? But if I were to hit Betray, and she hit 9 points, would she just leave? Which would also mean she's leaving Alice to die? Kind of like conflicting ideals there, but we'll see.
You're all going to die just like she did!
Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7, Clover, 6, 5, 4,
Clover!
3, 2, 1.
What? 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 Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful... Yeah, okay. Just realizing what I already thought of, I guess. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No.
I just got an achievement that says I can't believe it's not murder. What a random ass achievement. What? Why did I get that achievement? I guess it's just... I guess you reached this point in the game. I didn't do anything special, right? It's just because I went down this path I got that achievement. It's just a silly little spot for an achievement. Okay. What? No.
No! There's no way she'd do that!
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with this... Okay, Sigma. I think that's what might have happened, but Sigma's saying it matter of fact. So what did Sigma realize? Did Sigma realize more than what I realized? Because I still think someone could have killed her. But I also think it's possible that when she walked out of that... Because she walked out of that room unsteadily, right? Which means it's possible she has been hit by... I don't know. We'll just see what he says.
Alright. Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well...
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone.
Okay. Once again, still doesn't rule out that someone else got the knife and killed them, but...
It could have been
killed her.
Alice.
So she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so. You're lying! This is all a lie! It has to be!
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself. Just tell me the truth.
I am.
Then prove it. Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Wait, he never showed that to us. Wait, hold on. I didn't even think about that. Unless they told us off screen, did we just remember something from a previous line? They never told us about that journal. Oh shit, are we having 5 freaking remembering stuff across world line bullshit or some shit? I don't know. Or did Kay tell us about it off screen? That'd be weird if he told us about it off screen though. I didn't even think about the fact that he brought up the journal, and that was when we went in the laboratory, is when we saw the journal, and then Phi translated part of it for us. Oh shit, well let's find out. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Oh, well, Alice would have it then.
Phi, can you... I don't feel like touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully, she drew something out. There it was. The journal. How did he know about it, though? Phi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it, and he already knows what's in it? Oh my... She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin.
How do we know?
But translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before.
Yep, open the specific page,
understand any of this.
and you can read it. Page 216, yep.
Huh?
Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one. Phi's frown deepened, but she did as I'd suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I have a question. Would we have gotten a to be continued if I didn't do the lab room? Right? Because if I never did the lab room in my run, then I would have never found that book, which means if I saw this first, I would be very confused as to how he knows about... I mean, maybe it still would have showed it, and I just would have still been very confused. Or it would have to be continued me, which potentially means that one of these other rooms, I'm going to find something that allows me to continue one of the other branches saves. So, I don't know. Anyway. I just knew.
You just knew.
Well,
come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say. So, I mean, it reminds me of, like, the whole concept of ZE1 was the idea of, like, the morphogenetic fields and sending data, like, across to, like, other people. Like one group had more info, one were transmitters, one were receivers, except somehow we're remembering things that happened to us in a whole different branch of the story. So how do we remember that if we never lived it? You know, it's not like there's anyone sending it to us, you know? Or is there? I don't know. Let's find out, I guess. Or, well, I guess it sounds like we're more around, like, what the journal has to say rather than how the hell he did this, but I'm curious. Clover wants to hear what it has to say, right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
I guess I didn't realize that when we went through Quirk's thing, did we never know that you have a strong urge to commit suicide? Prior to reading the journal, when Quirk got sick with Radical 6, did we never, like, speculate that he's trying to, like, kill himself or something? Like, that Radical 6 makes you do that? I guess I thought I knew that before we read the journal, but maybe the journal just confirms it and that's why we have to read it? I don't know. After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Fi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent into underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please. Let their future be a bright one.
Fi shut the journal with a soft slap. Ominous. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Tenmyoji, and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs. Poor Clover. Shouldn't have tried to hit on me. This is what you get. I'm just kidding.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Oh shit. We gotta take her bracelet, right? Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet.
Yeah, it's the one that goes with him, right?
Fi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pear, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pear.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
Which means we are stuck with Quirk, the guy that's passed out.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go.
At least Quirk is with Tenmyoji again, though.
Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please. You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise.
That's somewhat reasonable. I mean, I guess she could have died in many other ways in the outside world if she was out there from some kind of accident or something. Or if this was supposed to be like a bunker to protect people from the virus, you know? And we were all asleep for a long time, she might have died during the 6 billion people that died, you know? But anyway, I guess it is reasonable to come to the conclusion that Zero's to blame.
I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. Then, with a determined frown, she strode out of the room. Alright.
Alright, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Oh, right. Quirk's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah. Can't exactly leave him behind.
Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quirk.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Goodbye, Kay. I wonder when we're gonna find out who Kay is, if we're ever gonna find out who Kay is. They made a note to have, like, the keyhole on the back of his head or whatever, so I imagine we're eventually gonna find a key that opens it, right?
Quark,
Oh, Quark's up and at it.
you're awake.
Yeah, I just woke up. Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh, God. Quark.
Tenmyoji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quirk would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quirk proved to indeed be corporeal, Tenmyoji let out a cry and threw his arms around him. Oh.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But...
Quirk gave him a puzzled look. You know what's interesting? Like, ZE1, everything was, like, calculated and planned out so that way, like... Well, I guess in some of the endings, people died prematurely that wasn't supposed to be a part of the plan, right? Never mind, then. I was gonna say, like, ZE1 worked out in a way that, like, everyone was supposed to, live, but, like, having an... I guess it's still kind of the fact that having an infectious virus, unless Radical 6 isn't what we think it is, like, Zero isn't manipulating the game at all with certain people having Radical 6, right? Like, Zero can't, like, did Alice catch it from Quirk? Is that, like, what I'm supposed to be led to believe? And could any of us catch it from one of them? Which means, I don't know what Zero's agenda is, because obviously we found out that... I mean, obviously we found out in the end what Zero's agenda was in ZE1. So assuming Zero has an agenda, some kind of experiment, some kind of test, something, he wouldn't want it killing everyone, right? But maybe this Zero doesn't care? I don't know. I'm really interested to learn more about Zero's motivations, too, and why this is all set up this way, you know? But anyway, let's continue, shall we? Tenmyoji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief, and I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Tenmyoji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. At last, Tenmyoji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
Feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick. If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
Just not gonna tell him.
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
Wait. How did Tenmyoji get him involved in all this?
What are you apologizing for?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kinda silly.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Tenmyoji didn't want Quirk to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
4 minutes. Well, we've got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh, that's not good. We need to hurry, come on! How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me. Alright, here we go. Probably gonna end up... I mean, unless there's some kind of long conversation before, but probably gonna play until we get to the puzzle room in the white door, and then I'll save the puzzle room for next time, most likely. We're just about at that time to end. Man, I am actually, like, starving. I might need to go get, like, a small snack or something. Obviously, after playing this. After I finish this episode, of course. Sorry. Didn't mean I'm gonna leave you guys to go get a snack now. But normally I cook in, like, 2 hours from now, but I don't know if I can just sit here and be this hungry for 2 hours.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. Where the hell have you been? Quark?
Yeah.
You're awake! And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Quark is, like, fully recovered from what?
Me too.
Well, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked out at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes in which door?
All of the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Right.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing.
It is kind of weird.
Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Alright. Kay and Clover only nodded. So
Well, there's only one left.
I wonder if there's gonna be 3 endings that go through these doors. I guess there could be more. But the way this game is kind of set up is like the 3 first doors lead you down this branch, and then each different door you go into has a different room you go in for the second puzzle room, right? And then so basically we're doing like the game set up where you do all the puzzles, which makes me think in this ending, we're going in the one to the right. So, does that mean that in some of the other endings, we'll go through the middle and we'll go through the left one and we'll experience all of them at some point? Probably, but anyway.
The door on the right.
Any objections? Alright, let's move.
Alright.
30 seconds remain.
Hurry it up, Phi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
We always have to wait until the very last second every
It's
time.
time we were going as well.
Memento Mori, if the 9th lion ate the sun. Okay, yeah, I think we did read that before.
Right.
I don't think our characters ever addressed it. Like, whenever we enter this room, none of them ever look at this. It's interesting. I wonder if there's, like, if there's a story reason why no one looked at this and read it. Unless one of the other runs we did. But I'm pretty sure, like, I've never seen any of them mention it.
Sure.
Come on, guys, there's no time to waste.
Right behind you.
Let's go.
2, 1,
Yep.
0.
0.
Chromatic doors closing.
Alright. Director's office. Well, that sounds important. Whoa. What the heck? Okay. Sure. What's this place?
Probably the office of whoever it is that's running this place.
It said director's office on the door.
So this might be Zero Senior's office? I don't know about that. I think it might have been like the director of whenever this was like a legit place.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Well, which is it?
Why the hell would I know?
We should look around. If this really is Zero Senior's room, there might be some clues.
Yeah, you got a point. Let's get started then. Alright, seek a way out. Here it is. And this is, as soon as this animation is over, this is where I'm going to call the episode. So, yeah, guys, we are in the white doors. I was super worried that something was going to interrupt us going in these doors, but nope. We are in them. We are in another puzzle room. This is going to be the first time, which is also means it's going to be the third AB game, assuming that everything goes okay. So, yeah, and I guess Alice died being a pair, so it's not going to be like any default for the AB. I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't need to talk about the AB game. But yeah, Quirk is awake. Alice is dead. Seemingly she might have killed herself. That's the conclusion I was led to, and that's the conclusion Sigma came to. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that someone killed her later on. But for now, I think I'm going to go with that because she walked out of the room unsteadily, you know? And like I said, I don't remember 100%, but I think when Alice talked about them finding the Accelavir, she mentioned only one vial and saying it in a way that, like, made me a little suspicious of, like, that. Like, I think I even said when they said that they specified only one vial. And I thought that was weird, you know? So maybe she somehow knew that she was infected, and the infection took hold enough to cause her to commit suicide. So that's what I'm leaning towards too, so I do agree with Sigma. Sigma, that being said, somehow remembered about the journal from across different lines. So that's curious. How the hell did that happen? Like, what caused him to remember? Like, obviously in the first game we had the senders and receivers. They each were in two different areas with the two different puzzles. Granted, we found out in the end that it was actually, we were getting data from the past, right? Yeah, we were communicating with Akane from the past. So it didn't end up being like the two different games going on at the same time. It was just the one game, but we are tuning into the one that happened in the past. And I guess she was tuning into us, basically. But yeah, like I wonder what the catch with this game is gonna be. They teased the morphogenetic fields all throughout that game, giving us different characters talking about it in different ways. I don't know if we've had it other than Fi's random blabbering about, like, timelines and jumping. Other than that, I don't know if they've, like, given us the answer yet. Like they essentially gave us the answer, except the morphogenetics field didn't work exactly right because it was going through time and not just, like, location-based in the same year, you know, kind of thing, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm super intrigued to learn more about why the hell Junpei is somehow recalling things using his reading Steiner from other world lines. But I'm definitely intrigued, but we're gonna have another puzzle room to do next episode. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can be a little more open-minded and maybe figure this next one out and not get stuck like I did in the last one. So, and various other ones that I've gotten stuck on in this game. I definitely will say, I did get hung up on a few puzzles in ZE1, but I feel like I've gotten hung up on a lot more in this one. And don't get me wrong, I like tough puzzles. I just like when they're surprising but obvious, like, kind of like how I messed up in the dart room is the comparison I use with my friend a lot. I messed up in the dart room because I didn't realize that they told me in the case how, like, the order that you're supposed to go in for the colors. if you looked at the back of the case, it told you, and I completely missed that. And so, like, the puzzle, I ended up spending way more time on it than I should have, and I had to kind of, like, brute force it and stuff like that. But there was actually a clue to help me. Now, I personally, don't feel like the last puzzle had, like, a good clue like that leads you to the conclusion. My friend, on the other hand, said that it clicked with him, like, right away on what you were supposed to do with that figure 8 and stuff. Everyone's different, so he found that to be easy. I found it to be, like, I wish there was, like, one, like, minor clue somewhere in there that would have, like, hinted to doing the 8, because me personally, like, didn't think of, like, drawing the colors in order to, like, make a number there, kind of thing. But anyway, regardless of all that, hopefully I can do this puzzle a little better this time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will be back next time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to get some of these episodes ahead. I'm usually 5 or 6 episodes ahead, sometimes more, on my Patreon. So check that out if you want to get ahead and support the channel financially. It's only $5 on there to subscribe and get access for the rest of the month. So check that out if you're interested. The link is in the description of my Patreon, or it's popping up on the screen right now. It should be. Or you can just go to patreon.com/Morthadon. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye-bye.